Give me a little intro there, Gomer.
There's no turning back now.
Let's put on the show.
You're listening to the Station 71 podcast. My name is Mario, and this week I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Beth?
And Brian.
So we've got a fun game this week that was brought to us by two people, kind of redefined this idea in our Discord. We'll get to that in a second. We've got a couple little news things to catch up on first. So first thing on here is that we have a first look at the interactive candy wall. Interactive opportunities coming to the confectionery at Magic Kingdom. Not super exciting, but it's a neat little addition, and I think it's fun.
As long as it's still got that classic confectionery smell, I'm good with it.
And some pictures of the 50th stuff is in here as well, like the exclusive celebration popcorn and some of the treats that we're going to be getting for the 50th. So
yeah, it's interesting that it's now the Main Street Confectionery hosted by Mars Wrigley. Obviously, they got
I didn't notice that.
Some sort of sponsorship there. So the 50th anniversary treats, as you can see, are very M&M heavy oriented.
Very M&M. Like everything has M&Ms on it.
Yes.
The candy apple with the M&Ms is pretty funny, actually. Like most of this other stuff, like I could see the Reese's, not the Reese's, oh my gosh, the
Rice Krispie.
Thank you. Yeah, that one, the Rice Krispie Mickey. I could not think of that.
Uh-oh, he's gone.
Discord cut out again.
It did. He's still talking. There he is.
The Discord dropped out again.
That's what we figured. I was just like, I wonder if he's still talking.
I was, and then I clicked on Discord and it did a little like dinging noise that means somebody joined the room. The candy apple one is interesting to say the least.
Yeah, the other ones it kind of works.
How
that one it looks like they dunked it in a pile of M&Ms at the end and just kind of haphazardly.
I don't know how I feel about chocolate M&M apple.
Yeah, I'm not a big candy apple person
ears.
anyway.
There's a lot going on with that.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody tries it out, let us know how it goes.
I'm sure they're delicious. I mean, there's nothing wrong with M&Ms, obviously. It's just funny that it's like, now they got this partnership with Mars Wrigley. They're like, let's put M&Ms on everything.
Let's do all of it.
But it did say, whether there's like 30 or 50 items that you can't get anywhere else now. More than 30 new items you won't find anywhere else.
That'd be exciting. I feel like the unfortunate little bit of like Main Street is a lot of that stuff you end up finding in other places.
Right.
And it's kind of like even the Emporium is kind of like the catch-all, right? Like, oh, if I'm looking for something, I can just get it on the way out. And it's nice that like there are things that are specifically here that like you will have to go for. I don't know if that's going to be enough to be like, oh, I have to go to the confectionery for that one item. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. Who knows?
The smell is enough for me.
Oh yeah.
I just want to walk through it. But yeah, I'm sure Kirsten will be excited about this, her being the big M&M's person that she is. And the new M&M store coming to Disney Springs, so they're just swimming in M&M's over there.
That was what I was just thinking. Like, it's weird that this all happened kind of at the same time, but I guess it's not because they have a sponsorship now with Mars Wrigley. So
right.
So the next piece of news was something I was not expecting them to update. Cinderella Castle finale float and a new song coming to the electrical water pageant. this feels like something that hasn't changed in so long that I'm like kind of actually excited to see this little bit of addition to it.
This makes me so happy because it means that they're going to keep it around longer, and I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I've never watched the whole thing all the way through, so this has obviously got to be the time now that we got this new float and music coming.
I'm going to be honest, there's not much of a whole way through because it's kind of just the same floats floating around the lake. But
Yeah, I mean, I've only ever seen it from afar, like, oh, that's happening right now, but I'm in the middle of something, so I can't actually watch it.
yeah. The coolest pandemic thing that happened on our last trip was that I saw the electric water pageant from our balcony at the Poly just because the park had closed by the time that we got back and I heard music outside. So I opened the window and all of a sudden there's floats floating by. So it's a nice little thing to have there. I'm happy that Disney is like still attached to it in some way.
Yeah.
I do like the new float they're adding to. Like, it doesn't look out of place with the rest of it.
Right.
It's definitely using the old school lights. They could have done very fancy stuff with it, but I'm happy that it's going to fit in with the other designs.
Yeah. I'm interested to see if they keep the castle part of this float and just turn the 50 out after the 50th.
Yeah.
Because like that would be
Interesting.
very easy to do. I can't imagine that it would, cost them a ton of money. And they've built a float at this point. Like they might as well just keep it around.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of things coming back or staying around, we have Let the Magic Begin. The Magic Kingdom welcome show is going to be returning on October 1st, just in time for the 50th. This is mildly exciting.
Yeah.
I think that like
still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it
would
since it's been a
involve
train station show.
Yeah, I saw the one at the train station. I have yet to see this particular show or anything in the morning because it's just simply too early for me to be up most of the time.
I feel like I've seen the casual show in passing, like getting there early enough. I feel like the thing about the train station one was you were kind of all corralled in that space, right? Like they didn't let you into the park until the welcome show was done. So you got there, you were just kind of like in this little funnel of people and you were forced to watch the welcome show. But then they opened it up and now it's in the park and you kind of just have like I'm going to just gravitate either down Main Street and kind of peruse my way through the stores while the park opens, or I'm going to hit the corner of the park I want to go to and just wait until they do the drop and go.
And like I miss the train station one a lot, but it's just a logistical nightmare, especially with the crowd levels. So
yeah.
But it's good that they're having a welcome show again, even if it's not something that I particularly was fond of or like really cared to go see. Like it's just another thing that they're getting back to normal, which feels good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like the joke is nature's healing, right? Like things are returning to the way that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
But it's kind of true. Like I feel like with a lot of the entertainment stuff coming back, like I think we also got news that the Main Street pianist, the Casey's Corner pianist is coming back. I mean, we talked about Yeehaw Bob coming back. Like a lot of these things are coming back, and that's a good sign. One, because it means that Disney actually understands that entertainment is really what drives a lot of their visitors to come. But at the same time, it's like they didn't just think, oh, people are going to be here for this anyway. Like they're actually prepping for guests to be in the park, which is nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how long it is before we actually return to like regular meet and greets too. That feels like we're really far off, but also really close with how they're adding things back in.
Yeah.
I would assume that's going to be one of the last things that comes.
It's gotta be.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, did you guys see that they're doing live streams of the new fireworks shows?
No, but
So I guess this is good news to talk about, even though it's gonna be after the fact. But they're doing Harmonious and whatever the new fireworks show in Magic Kingdom is called. They're doing like live streams of them for I think the 30th and the 29th. me see if I can find the post. But yeah, that's interesting that they're kind of drifting in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who posted it, but somebody posted it in our Discord, I think.
Yeah, I think they're doing previews on for each of the shows. One is rumored to only be a cast preview. I think the one at Magic Kingdom, because it's happening after the park has been closed for an hour or whatever. But I think that Harmonious, the preview is going to be like, if you're at Epcot, you can watch it kind of thing. And that's the ones that they're going to be live streaming. So maybe it's just like their way of building up, I don't know, anticipation, people wanting to actually see the shows in person. Kind of thing.
It looks like Harmonious is the 29th and Enchantment is the 30th. Is that something that you guys would watch, or are you like very much I don't watch the fireworks shows for fear of spoilers type of people?
Definitely want to wait and see it in person.
Same. If I knew I wasn't going to go to see it, like if I wasn't going to get to see it, then I would, but I know that I am, so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to watch it 100%. Even if I had a trip planned, I have no self-control with that. And also Brian threw another link in here that I guess we definitely should talk about this one.
I just want you to look at some of the pictures in here. Yeah, they're demolishing Primeval Whirl, and I want you to see how hilariously half-assed the scrim they put up is.
My
it's
gosh.
like 4 feet tall, and yeah, they just
Wow, they really aren't trying to cover this at all.
I know we kind of like briefly talked about this before, but like, what does this mean for Dino Land?
I don't know. I still don't get it because it doesn't seem like there's a plan in place, and I don't know why you tear down stuff if there's not a plan to put something in its place.
Right.
There had to be some kind of like mechanical issue with Primeval Whirl, right? Like there were issues with it for a while leading up to them closing it, if I remember correctly. And it's just weird because like instead of fixing it, which all right, it's not a really expensive ride. Like let's be fair there. It's definitely a out of the box attraction for Disney, but like instead of repairing it and spending probably a little bit of money that it would have cost, they're tearing it down, which is probably also costing them not that much money. But like, do they put something in its place? 'Cause that's a big chunk of real estate.
Mm-hmm. And especially in an area of the parks that doesn't have many attractions. I mean,
right.
Triceratops spin is not pulling anybody in, so it's really just Dinosaur now.
Yeah, and technically Finding Nemo is Dino Land, but like,
I mean, yeah, but thematically it's not. So
no. It's so bizarre.
Yeah,
I don't know. I want them to put something there, but I don't think they will. I guess we'll see. But I guess that brings us to our topic this week, our game that we are going to kind of be playing here. This was a combination effort of show topic suggestion by both Al and Will. Al suggested that we do an episode where you have to go around the parks, resorts, Disney Springs, and do like breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, and a snack. And you can also only use each park once. But then Will suggested to kind of throw a little curveball here that we do it as a snake draft. So each person picks a restaurant for breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, and add a cocktail in there. Can't use a restaurant more than, or no restaurant can be used twice. And are we still keeping with the you can't go to more than one, or you can't go to a park more than once?
I feel like that's going to be too hard. Because realistically, once every park is used, then nobody gets to pick anymore, right?
No. Like,
or we only get to pick.
So like,
one.
yeah. So like, if I say for lunch I want to go to Casey's, I'm not going to be able to do anything else in Magic Kingdom.
Oh man, this is going to be tough, but it could be fun.
I think let's keep that. Let's add the extra challenge of locking us in once we do a park. You can't go back. Or are we do the resorts count as like the resorts, or do they count like each resort. Like if I
Count
say
this one. Like
Ooh.
you can't
Okay.
go to Ohana and Trader Sam's, but you could go to multiple resorts.
okay, I was curious because
Right?
like say if I want to do like I don't know, pick one of the resorts for breakfast, and then I do Ohana for dinner. I can't do that because I've already used my resort pick, or
No,
they
I
each-
think we should be able to use more than one resort. You just can't
Okay.
use the same resort twice, right?
or
Okay.
let's add this little wrench to it. You can't use 2 resort picks just because there's more. Then you'll kind of just be snaking through the resorts.
Okay.
So like
you can only pick 2 resorts.
yeah, so you
No.
have no, you
Like,
have
one, right?
no. So like if you have Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney Springs, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios. You can pick 2 resorts, but you can't say like I want to do 3 meals at a resort.
Gotcha. Okay.
That way it's not like I pick all the resorts and I'm perfectly safe. I want everybody to have a challenge here.
Okay.
So we're defining the rules as we go, just FYI.
Yes. Okay.
as we usually do. So do we want to start it off with our breakfast pick?
Hang on. How do we select our order? And we're doing this as a snake draft, correct?
Okay.
Well, out of respect for your elders, I think I should go first.
Yeah.
Or hear me out.
I was just kidding.
I can roll a 4-sided dice on a generator.
Well,
I'll be
hey,
1.
Here's something that I think would make it interesting too. Is
Okay.
if since we're doing this as a draft, let's not say we have to do our breakfast picks now. We have to do our drink picks now. I think if we just go through that way, if you don't
Ooh.
get a good breakfast pick, then you say, oh, well, I can get a good bar pick in the first round then. Like kind of like you're drafting positions.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's
So
fine.
we're picking not specific like breakfast.
Yeah.
We're picking
and then
like
that
the-
way.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that'll make it interesting because it's like, like if it was a football draft, you might want to get a quarterback in the first round, but if you can't get the quarterback you want, then hey, maybe you go to a receiver. So
Okay. I also
Yeah,
think we should do a
sports.
randomized starting order because it wouldn't be fair for me to get the ultimate first pick of everything.
wait, but that's why we're doing it as a snake draft, right?
Yeah. But I mean, like, if I start us off, like, we always do show order. So it would be me, Beth, you, and then you, Beth, me. I think we should
Right.
still keep it show order, but we should start with a random person to give them the advantage instead of just saying, I automatically have the best pick.
Okay.
So my thought was I'll roll a 3-sided die. I'll be 1, Beth will be 2, you'll be 3, and then 4 will be a reroll.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
I have Google up in front of me with a 4-sided die roller. And I rolled a 4.
Okay.
And then a 1.
Oh.
And I will snip this to prove that I did do this.
No, we need to see it live.
Okay.
Share your screen.
I mean, I could, but
We believe you, Mario.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't
And
think the audience believes me, to be completely fair.
I'm keeping tabs of everyone's picks so that we don't accidentally double, and also so that every park will only be used once, so that there's a record as well.
Okay. So I start us off. I'm gonna pick. Oh, I don't like starting us off. I'm gonna pick my. So it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, and cocktail, right?
I thought we did a snack too.
Okay, we can add a snack in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So for my first pick, I feel like this is gonna come bite me in the butt. I'm gonna pick dinner, and I'm gonna pick Ohana.
All right. And you
Which is
said we're
going-
only going to use a resort well, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have to use resort twice, right? Is what we're saying?
Yeah, so it's resort as a whole once. Like each resort one time. So I can't, now that I've picked Ohana, I can't pick Trader Sam's.
Right.
But we have
you
two
can...
resort picks and we can't go back to the resorts once we've picked 2.
Gotcha. Okay. Got it. So then do you roll the die again, or do we just go in show order now?
Just go in show order now, and then it'll be snake. So it'll go, I'll go, you'll go, Brian will go, Brian will pick, you'll go, I'll go, you'll go, Brian will go. So
All
whoever
right,
ends it will start back around.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the very obvious thing and go cocktail Trader Sam's.
Ah,
I was shocked that you didn't, Mario, because I was certain that you would.
I was going to, but I have a plan here.
okay.
We'll see how well it pans out.
Yeah.
So, So what I think I'm gonna do, I get a 1-2 right here. So I'm gonna close out the poly, and I'm gonna get Kona Cafe for breakfast.
All right.
That's a good one.
And then for my second round pick, I'm taking Oga's Cantina for my bar.
Okay.
Good pick.
That was going to be my bar option, but I have a third, so we'll go there. But
luckily there are lots of good bars.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to This is tough. Okay. I think I'm going to go snack and do Aloha Isle. Obviously, I need a Dole Whip.
Okay. So I'm gonna quick grab lunch real quick, and I'm gonna steal Casey's because I feel like that that was a pretty good pick to grab first. Then I get the 2, so we've done dinner and lunch. We'll just close out the cocktail, and I'll say Tune In Lounge.
That would have been my pick if I hadn't been able to get Trader Sam's or Oga's.
I had logic. I was like, I have 3 choices of bars in the order that I think will be best. It'll probably be Trader Sam's, Oga's, Tune In, but they're all still pretty on par with each other.
Mm-hmm. So me next.
Yes.
All right. I am gonna... Oh, I messed up here.
You locked yourself out of a park or something?
I did. I locked myself out of Magic Kingdom. But that's okay because I'm going to go to dinner at Via Napoli.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay. So I am going to go grab my lunch at Skipper Canteen.
Okay.
And let me see, what have I done?
You still have Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and a resort. And you have dinner, dessert, and snack.
Then I will
I just realized how bad I locked myself into dessert and snack now too.
You can't be wasting the good places on snacks, Mario. Come on. Let me see. So I will go to... Ooh, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to go to dinner at Boma.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So me again.
Yes.
I think I'm going to go to lunch at Cetuli Canteen.
A good one.
Okay. I'm like having the worst, the worst blanking on what I should take now.
You still have breakfast, dessert, and snack. You have Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Resort.
Okay. I've got Animal Kingdom and Resort. So, here's a question, and I feel like we probably should have clarified this before, but for Epcot, are we counting festival stuff?
I mean, you can use that as a pick if you want, but then that's your Epcot pick, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think I mean,
Also, we forgot about Disney Springs.
I was counting Springs, but
Are
I
we
didn't know
counting that as resort option? Like we
That
can
can be
only
its
use
own
it
thing.
once, and it could be a resort or Disney Springs.
Well, I've already used both of my resorts anyways, so
Well, he doesn't
Well,
care.
yeah, I don't know, because that's gonna put me in a weird bind. We can, I suppose. So, for my okay, all right, I've kind of got this. Oh no, because then that's gonna lock me into something that I don't know what I'm gonna pick for that. Uh, for my dessert, we're gonna go. No, breakfast. We're gonna go. We're gonna do Port Orleans, and we're gonna pick. I'm drawing a blank on the quick service with the or boat rights. We're gonna get their or not boat rights, the River Mill with the biscuits and gravy. That is gonna be our breakfast.
Okay.
nice.
I kind of want to pick.
Yankee eating biscuits and gravy.
I kind of want to pick Epcot for a snack, but I don't know.
I feel like that's
Snack
a
and
waste of
dessert.
Epcot, but
Yeah,
I'm
like
kind of in
I'm
that
in
same
a
position.
right.
Yeah.
The other problem that I'm having is I feel like Epcot's gonna be an easy pick, right? Like there's so many food options, but like Animal Kingdom, I have dessert and a snack. So Animal Kingdom's a rough one for me. Ooh. What classifies as a snack?
I think
I-
it has to be at like a quick service or just a store.
Yeah, and it's just something small, not like even I feel like one of the small plates at like a kiosk at one of the festivals counts as a snack.
Okay.
You know, it's not like a full meal. It's something on the side.
Yeah. Sorry, I have to look this up because I don't remember what it's called, and I'm gonna butcher this here if I try. So we're gonna do Pongo Pongo and do the Pongo Lumpia for our snack.
Good choice. One of my favorites. And thank you for the inspiration of Port Orleans because I'm going to go to the River Roost for dessert and watch Yeehaw Bob.
Oh,
That's a good one. So now I have Epcot and Animal Kingdom left, and I have a dessert and a snack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, I've kind of painted myself into a corner here too.
that's how I felt.
Dang. All right. Work through this. So I am going to. I don't want to use Epcot as a snack, but I feel like. I am going to get. This is so hard. um. All right. For a snack, you said we could count festival booths as snacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think my favorite festival food is going to be the seared scallops at the American Adventure Pavilion for Food and
That's a
Wine.
good one.
And that's going to be my snack.
Okay.
I think I was really pushing that rule about as far as it can go, but I'll take what I can get.
It's a good one. I mean, I don't know that would have been my pick, but that's a good one.
Thank you.
All right, Beth, what do you have left?
I thought Brian got to go again.
Oh,
Ooh,
right. Yeah, you
you're
do.
very right. So I have to get a snack at Animal Kingdom, which is probably, I don't know. I don't get snacks there a lot.
That was the trouble I had too. I feel
And
like
I
I don't
also-
eat.
Yeah, and
Like-
I don't want to say like, oh, I can get a Dole Whip there too, because that seems like kind of cheating. Um,
You also have kind of like well, I guess Dole Whip counts as that, but like the generic snacks that you can get
Right,
like
so I don't
anywhere,
wanna-
but that's not
yeah.
fun.
That's not fun. Uh, is does the fried rice at Yak and Yeti count,
As
or is that a meal?
you have dessert.
I have to. Oh crap! You're right. I'm thinking snacks.
I mean, I don't know what kind of
Oh.
person eats fried rice for dessert, but I guess if you want to do that.
Oh man, this is even more difficult. Dessert. Oh gosh. The amount of times I eat at Animal Kingdom, like actually sit down and eat something, are so slim.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm looking at a list of Animal Kingdom desserts because at this point there's one thing that I can think of that's not there anymore, but it's just so infamous that it sticks out in my mind for a dessert or a snack.
Uh-oh.
There's not a lot of desserts and snacks, although there is one that I feel like, oh no, you can't take that because Beth already got Cetuli Canteen.
Oh, that's right. Is it the cream cheese thing?
Yeah.
That was good. That's right. I forgot she
That
took
was
that.
good.
Man, you really did not leave me much now. All right.
The only thing like off the top of my head, and this isn't going to be able to count because it's not there anymore anyway, is the little like the poop bite things that they used to have.
Oh yeah.
Harambe. You don't remember
that
that?
would have been on my
No.
list anyways.
There was a while where it was animal poop, like they weren't actual things, but they were like
I would hope
cupcakes and
not.
things shaped like animal poop. Animal Kingdom desserts. Let me see if I can find it. Because this is yep, here we go. Right off the bat. Dessert poop is the new thing at Disney's Animal Kingdom from the Orlando Sentinel.
Okay. Can a drink count as a dessert if it's a sweet drink?
If it's not alcoholic, I guess.
Yeah.
Because otherwise that counts as a cocktail. Okay, this is, I mean, I definitely would have tried it, but I'm disgusted at the idea.
Yeah, that is
This
pretty.
dessert
Yeah,
poop
pretty gross
thing.
looking.
It's so funny. He's like, I mean, realistically, that picture, it literally just looks like somebody took brownie dough and rolled it into a ball. But like the idea that it's supposed to
Yeah.
look like animal poop just makes
It's
it
the
worse.
concept. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I've got one.
Oh boy.
The banana bread pudding at Tusker House.
Okay.
Nobody took Tusker House, did they?
Okay.
No, yeah, that's a good
Okay.
one.
Nice. All right. So Husker House. And you're done, Brian.
Woohoo.
Nice.
I have to pick breakfast at Hollywood Studios, which I feel like is the worst place to eat breakfast.
We all like this last round is rough.
But
I'm locked into snacks at Epcot or dessert at Epcot, so that's not that bad.
Not
no,
bad.
that's pretty easy. And I think I'm gonna go to Woody's Lunchbox because those little Pop-Tart things are pretty good.
They actually don't they have other things for breakfast too?
Yeah, I think they have like breakfast tots. Like
Yeah,
has like
those were
eggs and
really
stuff
good.
on it,
Oh,
Yeah.
if I recall. So not a terrible choice for breakfast.
No, I think that's actually a really good choice, and that's kind of a sleeper pick for breakfast, I think.
Mm-hmm. And you can still get alcohol that early in the morning. Not that I know personally from experience, but if you want to start drinking at 8 in the morning, they will let you purchase it at breakfast time.
So they
As
call
is
their
your right as an American.
It
They
is. Constitutionally, I am granted that right.
they call their tater tots tachos. And
Nachos, that's right.
the description is potato barrels coated with beef and bean chili, shredded cheese, and signature queso with tomatoes and corn chips finished with sour cream and a sprinkle of green onions. That sounds so good.
Hang on, I'm sorry. Can we back up for a sec here? Potato barrels?
Yes, that is what they called them.
Is tater tot like a trademark name or something?
Oh my
Potato
gosh.
barrels? Come on now.
Let me see if that is. I think it might actually be.
The
Yes.
tater tot name is trademarked by the Orida Company.
How about that?
Wow, that's funny. Because they don't call them tater tots at Sonic; they just call them tots.
Tots. I was about to
Yeah.
say, I wonder if a lot of restaurants do that to get away with it, because
They have to, right?
that's pushing a legal gray area then, huh?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's fascinating. If you little side tangent here, if you really think about the commonplace like vernacular that people use that are actually trademark terms,
Yeah, like
Kleenex.
Dumpster was a big one for me.
Dumpster is trademarked?
Dumpster is a trademark name. Yep.
Whoa, that I did not know.
Mm-hmm.
How about this one? Styrofoam.
Really?
Yep. The generic term is like polystyrene foam.
I was about to say a lot of like plastics and stuff, like companies trademark names that you normally call stuff by.
Yeah,
Right.
like a Band-Aid. Even if
Yeah.
it's not a Band-Aid brand, I need a Band-Aid.
Are you looking at the 50 common words every day that are actually trademark brand names list that's on Google?
No, I actually wasn't looking at a list. I had a class on like copyright law, and when I took when I was a journalism major in college, so a lot of those were just like me pulling from my brain. But I would love to hear some interesting ones from the list if you got them.
So lava lamp,
Makes sense.
ping pong is trademarked by Parker Brothers.
Huh? Yeah, because
Polaroid,
it's
but
like
that
table.
seems obvious.
Tennis.
They're trademarked.
Really? Man, these companies did their jobs well, making their brand the common
Mhm.
phrase. They marketed the hell out of these
Back
items. Today you learned on this Station 71.
Food. You did breakfast, so it's my turn to in the Germany
Ooh.
pavilion because I feel like just the smell of that pavilion
Yeah. they're just not-
like the caramel apple cookie, I could just smell it. So that's enough for me.
That cookie is delicious too, by
Oh,
the way.
so good.
I've never had it.
Oh,
I mean,
it's-
I've had other things from there, but never the
I
cookie.
feel like everybody either gets like the popcorn or just a chunk of the caramel, but yeah, the caramel apple cookie it's kind of a sleeper, but it's really good.
I'll
Yeah,
have
and
to put it on my list.
I think it's the other issue is that it's like in such a spot that like you don't outside of the caramel apple, yeah. There's a lot of other like good desserts around it too, or good snacks around it, and a lot of people go for like the school bread and stuff like that. That everybody knows that things like a caramel cookie doesn't sound like it's amazing, but no, that cookie is like one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
That or the carrot cake cookie in Hollywood Studios would have been a good one because that resurfaced again.
I don't know if I've had that.
That one, it used to be at I think it was called the Writer's Stop or whatever.
Yeah, Writer's Stop.
Way throwing it back to old Hollywood Studios. It used to be back in there, and then it went away for a while. But it's at the Starbucks now. I don't know if it's the same, but
it's different. I never had the original one, but I've had it since that like resurfaced, and everything I read online is like that it's like the same vibe, but that they don't give you enough icing in the middle as they used to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But y'all, I think calling this a cookie is a little bit of an understatement because this is actually a freaking whoopie pie. Like
That's
the size of your hand.
Let's see if this is
like 2 hand-sized carrot cake cookies with like cream cheese icing in between.
Those don't even look like cookies. Those are like they're cakes.
It's like a layer cake base. It's
right.
I sent a picture of the
right. It's
huge.
It's a personal pan cake, is what it is.
Personal cake. It is, but that icing is like so good.
It really is. I think I only ate half of it, and they give it to you in like one of those little clamshell plastic to-go things, and I just took the rest back with me.
Would it have been cheating to just get the zebra domes, since you can get them outside of Boma?
I mean, I wouldn't say it would be cheating. That would have been a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, I can't because I locked myself out of the resorts, but thinking about other options, like the worst part about this was after the fact picking things and thinking like, oh, I could have had this thing.
I know, right?
All right, Beth. So what are our picks?
All right, so starting with Mario, he's having breakfast at the Riverside Mill Food Court at Port Orleans, then lunch at Casey's Corner, dinner at Ohana, dessert at Caramel Kusha, a snack at Pongu Pongu, and a cocktail at Tune In Lounge.
Okay.
I feel like I'm all over the place, but
well, we all are.
there's no linear strategy here, but
right.
I'm pretty satisfied with my picks, I think.
Yeah, my strategy was like, what's most important to me? If you guys noticed, I saved breakfast for last because I'm not normally up early enough to eat breakfast, so I don't really care where it was.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still having breakfast at Woody's Lunchbox. I'm gonna have my lunch at Cetuli Canteen. Love using that real silverware, real plates there. Really adds to the experience for me. Gonna have dinner at Via Napoli. Obviously, the half-meter pizza. Dessert at the River Roost while I watch Yeehaw Bob play. A snack at Aloha Isle, whatever seasonal Dole Whip is available, or maybe just a regular one. And my cocktail, or 2 or 3 at Trader Sam's. And then Brian is having breakfast at Kona Cafe. Tonga toast, I assume.
Of course.
Gotta go to Tonga toast.
Lunch at Skipper Canteen. Look around for some Easter eggs. Dinner at Boma. Dessert at Tusker House. Snack at the American Adventure Kiosk. And cocktail at Oga's Cantina. I think that we all got off pretty good with this. Like, this sounds like a good day to me.
Yeah.
A busy day, but a good one.
Is there anyone's list that you think stands out? Because honestly, I think Brian got the real standout list here.
See, I was gonna say Beth because I think she did good sneaking that 1-2 punch in there to get not only Trader Sam's but also River Roost. So
yeah,
that was some scheme in there. I like it. I respect it.
Thanks.
I was thinking.
I was also
going
to say myself. I think I did good.
I'm okay with my list. I also am well aware that like my choices are not everyone else's choices.
Right. But it's interesting that like on each of your guys' lists, there are ones that I'm like, I would probably rather have lunch at Skipper Canteen than Cetuli Canteen. I would love to have the lumpia from Pongu Pongu, although it's basically a fried Dole Whip, which is what I picked.
Yeah.
I think everybody has stuff on their list that I'm like, yeah, I would totally eat or drink there.
Disney food.
I do. I also love how we immediately closed out the Poly.
Oh yeah.
It was like the first one to go.
I figured that was gonna be the race. Like I almost picked Trader Sam's first, and I was like, you know what? I love Trader Sam's, but I also think that like Trader Sam's Ogas, they're pretty much on par with each other. I would say it's just different experiences. But like there are also other resort bars that I could have grabbed. I think Tunin was probably the best third pick.
It would have been
like,
mine.
Yeah, like there's I feel like that was a weird one for me to kind of grab because I already had a tier system set up for that. Everything else was just like the first thing that came to my head.
Right.
I don't know if you guys did that too, but like once the first round was over, I was like, oh shoot, I have to pick something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a couple backup plans. I was like, if somebody says this, then I'm gonna go this kind of thing. But luckily, I feel like I got my first pick on several of my categories, which was nice.
Another interesting thing, we completely skipped Disney Springs, didn't we?
I was thinking about that too, because another good cocktail spot would have been Jock Lindsay's. Yeah.
So I had this weird thing that was going on here was like my lunch option. I thought about maybe doing Homecoming, but that's a really heavy lunch. And like that would have been way too much. Like I was trying to think realistically here, right? Like I'm not going to pick all of the heavy meals that I love for each category because then it's like it's almost counterproductive to like what we're trying to do here and saying like here are some really good picks for different places to go in different parts of the parks. But like I didn't want to pick Homecoming over Ohana because I feel like just the experience of Ohana is a lot better, and that bread pudding is like one of my favorite things. But then like my other option was I was thinking for dessert maybe I could do like the patisserie or whatever it is, the place that has all of those. Yeah, the place that has all of those cakes, but I've never actually eaten there. Like all of the ones that I kind of thought about maybe doing, I kind of was like, well, I feel like there's better options other places, which is weird because like I love Springs and I think it's got pretty good food. Like you can walk into Disney Springs and throw a stone and hit like 4 food places.
Yeah.
But like none of them were like none of them were like those picks that I felt like I needed to have, which is weird in like retrospect.
What would be an interesting thing to do is do like a abbreviated version of the draft where we only do like, lunch, dinner, and a cocktail, and we have to do it all at Springs.
Oh, that would be hard.
There's a lot of places at Springs. I feel like if we're realistically, we got 3 each. That's 9 total, or 12 if Kirsten is here that week. There's got to be 20, 30 places to get a drink or food at Springs.
I don't.
There's enough to do it, and not so many that it's not challenging too.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Is like it's not going to be like impossible, and I think it'll be an interesting challenge to kind of play that like, oh, you have to stay in Springs aspect of it. But I think it's going to be hard because those last couple picks are going to be like well, now what do I do?
Yeah.
And somebody's getting stuck with Rainforest Cafe or T-Rex. Like
no.
Listen, I sit at the Lava Lounge at Rainforest Cafe all the time. Is it by choice? Not really, because my best friend works there and I'm hanging out with him while he's working. But it's also not terrible.
Okay,
it's just very touristy.
It would have to be in the top 4 for one of us to pick it then. So
right. It would not be in my top. No.
That's fair, I guess. The only thing I feel like I would struggle
places I would probably go first.
The part I would really struggle with maybe would be like breakfast, but we're not doing that, right?
Right. Lunch, dinner, and cocktail.
Okay, yeah, that shouldn't be too bad then. That would. I don't know. Yeah,
Y'all want to
that would
knock
be
it
pretty
out
good.
real quick? We got 10 minutes.
Sure, might as well.
All right.
So we want to keep going in the order we're in.
No, roll the dice again.
Roll the dice. Okay. Roll d4. Started with a 3, so Brian goes first.
Jacqueline's is.
Or your cocktail.
Of
Yes.
course.
All right. Me next.
Yes.
Or are we starting? Or do we go over? Like Brian, Mario, Beth.
No, you can go.
Okay, we'll just go backwards. Okay. I'm gonna go cocktail at the Coca-Cola Rooftop Lounge.
Nice.
They did have some really cool stuff when we went.
Yeah.
I think that place is super underrated. Even if you're not going for a cocktail, like one, the view of Disney Springs is fantastic, but like the soda bar up top is pretty cool too.
Well, when we were down there recently, Jordan and Brian met up with me and Laz there, and Jordan had a non-alcoholic beverage, obviously because she's pregnant, and it had like Takis in it.
Yeah,
right?
It was actual Takis on top as a
I believe
garnish.
it.
They got lots of weird stuff for you to try there. I struggled between that and what I ultimately got, which was like a spicy cherry cocktail or something.
They had
I don't remember what it was called.
when we went there when they like first opened, and I remember they had like you could do a flight of soda floats, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's lots of little neat things. Yeah, well, yeah, I feel like that's like an easy thing compared to Takis on a drink. Like,
Yeah.
So my pick. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Homecoming for dinner, and I'm gonna knock lunch out too, since it goes back around. And I'll say the Edison for lunch.
Ooh,
Good pick.
dang, that's a good 1-2 punch right there.
That was. All right, so back to me, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I think gonna say what?
I said you took a cocktail, right? Or
Yeah, so I still have lunch and dinner. And this is honestly kind of hard because most of what I do at Springs is drink. So I've already got that out of the way. I don't really usually eat lunch or dinner there. But I did have dinner at Maria and Enzo's once, and it was very good. So I think I'm going to go with that.
Nice. I'm gonna do my dinner at Morimoto.
okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I don't know. My lunch is a place I don't hear a lot of people talk about, but me and my family used to eat there a lot when we went, and I still like it. But it's Raglan Road.
Oh,
I love
okay.
Raglan Road.
I have a friend who is obsessed with Raglan Road, so
That was
It's
also
fun too, and like the entertainment and everything.
yeah.
Plus, food is really good.
that was like might be on the list of things to get a drink at. 'Cause
All right. My lunch. All right, you guys can tell me whether or not this is cheating.
okay.
What if I went to lunch at the AMC Dine-In and watched a movie?
I don't think that's cheating.
Because that's always really fun to do. I think I will. There's nothing like somebody bringing food to your seat while you're watching a movie.
Have you actually done that?
Yes, it's awesome. The seats are huge. You have like a ton of space. It's like not like a normal movie theater. And there's like a button that you can press for the waiter to come and like if you want to order drinks or snacks or whatever, and they'll come take your order and go bring it to you when it's ready.
How was the food?
It was pretty good. I mean, it's like any kind of mid-level restaurant, in my opinion.
Nice.
I mean, I would. One of the other things I was thinking about that like is kind of not like a sleeper pick, but like would have been a decent pick for lunch would have been like Splitsville, and that's bowling alley. I think their food is really solid for what people would consider bowling alley food.
But I'd like to.
Their pizzas are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mario. What's your cocktail?
All right. This one's a little bit of a weird one, but I feel like there's not like the good places are already pretty much gone. And I liked this one when we went there the one time. I like Paradiso 37.
Yes.
I think that like that's kind of an underrated cocktail pick. Their cocktails are pretty like generic. But the one time that we went there, it was pretty good. They have entertaining music, and there's that the guy with the pin jacket that we talked about is always there. So there's built-in entertainment too.
Eddie Maserati?
Yeah, he's always there. I feel like every time I've gone by, he's dancing on the outside balcony of Paradiso 37.
All right. Well, I'm definitely, if he's not at the stage where a band is playing, I'm going to check there next. It's my goal on my next trip to run into him and take a picture. Another thing that I thought about after I said the Coca-Cola.
So adding all of the springs.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say another place that I thought about after I had already picked on the Coca-Cola Rooftop bar, which I still stand by. I like that, and it's like weird options because I'm very much the kind of person that likes to try weird off the wall things. But another nice classy little bar is the underground one. What's it called?
Oh, is that part of Maria and
the Tunnel Bar? It's underneath it. Yeah, I think it's Enzo's Hideaway. Yeah, that's right. I've been there a couple times, and it's a little expensive and upscale, but it's a nice experience. Very like artisan cocktails.
Nice. So does Disney Springs elevate anyone's list here? Do you feel like?
Oh no, I wouldn't have picked any of these things probably over the ones that I picked. I wouldn't have picked over the things that I actually picked.
That's fair.
Yeah. The only thing that I think that was close is if I hadn't gotten Oga's that I would have done Jock Lindsay's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of upset with your Raglan Road pick though, because that's a really good one. I feel like
a lot of people sleep on it, but I think your Paradiso 37 one, a lot of people sleep on that too. Like whenever we're looking for a place to eat, I feel like it's always open to take reservations, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, their food's really good, and their drinks are really good. Like there's not, I haven't seen a bad thing there yet. I also feel like Kirsten's not here to talk about it, but Wolfgang Puck's would have been a solid pick, but
She's also not here to talk about Ghirardelli as her dessert pick in the original draft.
Yeah.
We're here for you in spirit, Kirsten. Hope you're having a good trip so far. She's on her way down for the 50th, I believe.
Tomorrow, I believe she leaves. Well, when
tomorrow?
This comes out, she'll be down there, but tomorrow she'll be down there.
Nice.
I really liked the Terralina Italian place that used to be Portobello's.
I had been to Portobello's once, but it was a very long time ago, and it was just like nice Italian food, which can't complain.
Maybe this is like, I don't know if this is a hot take or anything, but I feel like Disney Springs, the issue that I have with it is it's not unique enough. Like the food there's a lot of good food, right? Like Homecoming is one of my favorite places, and I've talked extensively about that. I know Brian and I have gone on about that a lot. But in the grand scheme of things, like there are okay places, but like you said, Beth, out of all of the places that you can eat, I feel like Springs doesn't really lend itself to that anymore. And I don't know that it really did too much to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like aside from a few really spectacular spots or like, you know, above average spots, most of which I feel like we picked in our choices. Everything is just kind of like, man, it's food that I could get anywhere. A lot of times, you know what I mean? Like Terralina is like I said, it's like it was pretty decent Italian food, but it's not anything I couldn't have gotten at a pretty decent Italian restaurant in my hometown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've also heard really good things about the poutine food trucks too. I've heard that's really good.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've never stopped there. One place that we tried that I was actually really surprised with is the donut place that's there now.
Everglaze?
Yes, that was actually pretty good.
Have you had Voodoo?
I have not.
I was just wondering if it compared. I haven't had either, to be honest, but...
So, the interesting thing about it is, like, I've seen Voodoo donuts, like, the pictures that people post online, and I feel like Everglazed kind of tried very hard to be similar. Mm-hmm. Their donuts were good. We got a bunch of them to, like, eat for breakfast, because we're not really breakfast people either, but, like, something like that's quick and easy to grab. But one of the, like, craziest things that I feel like they really push is that you can get a donut and a coffee, and the way that they serve them is they put the donut on top of the coffee and put the straw through the donut hole, which, like, it's pretty, but logistically eating it is not great.
Yeah, that sounds a little difficult.
Yeah, no, and their donuts were good, but that's also, like, donuts. So, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting
It's
food
hard
choices,
to mess up a donut, probably.
Yeah.
You just gotta, you know, as long as it tastes like a donut, what can you complain about?
I guess
I do want to try those like weird donuts that have like fruity pebbles on top and stuff.
Well, they definitely had those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had I can't even remember what we had now, but I guess that's a testament to how it was. It's pretty average. Well, I guess that's where we wrap this week up.
I suppose.
Cool. I'm looking at food. I'm looking at food now on Disney Springs website, so don't mind me. I kind of wanted to pick sprinkles too, but that's cupcakes.
I considered you didn't want to go to cupcake ATM.
See, like I feel like the novelty of that is just the fact that it's a cupcake ATM.
Yeah,
and they're like it's not exclusive to Disney Springs, so it's like that was the other thing.
I've heard a lot of people talking about Gideon's too. With
if you can get in there.
Gigantic cookies. But apparently there's one like 20 minutes up the road that's like not in Disney Springs. It's like a standalone store. And from what I heard, you know, I can't speak to it, but from what I've read is that the Gideon's that's not in Disney Springs bakes their stuff fresh every day. Whereas the one in Disney Springs, it's like all baked the night before and then like refrigerated or frozen and thawed or something. So it doesn't taste as good as like the store that's not in Disney Springs.
Hmm.
So anybody out there listening to this post show, if you try it, let us know.
Stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.